Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Mary and I hope everyone had a good holiday if you were celebrating, and if not, I hope you had some good time off and were able to do some of the things that we don't normally get a chance to do. Today's class is going to be a yin class, and all I need you to do is make sure you have a space that you can lie down, spread those arms out wide, maybe take your hands up over your head, but we won't be doing anything with a lot of standing and that. So what I'd like you to do is just come down to your mat, maybe sit cross-legged, maybe kick a leg out, whatever works for you, a little rock side to side to start yourself to get grounded. And then once you've rocked a few times side to side, let's just work on these shoulders a little bit. Take your shoulders all the way up, pull them back, and slide them down. Let's do this a few times. Big inhale, rise up. Exhale, pull back and slide down, sitting up nice and tall. Big inhale, lifting the spine up. Exhale, rotating the shoulders back and down. Let's do that one more time. Big inhale. Exhale, back and down. Let's add in the arms for some movement. So bring those hands all the way up. Look to the sky. And exhale, bring them down through heart center. Go ahead and reach your hands nice and wide, looking all the way up, getting our cervical spine involved. Exhale, bring those hands down through heart center. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, come straight down, chin to chest if it's available. 1 more time. Big inhale all the way up. And exhale, come down. Inhale your hands all the way up. Reach your right hand forward, left hand twist. Thoracic spine. Now look at the back hand. Big inhale, look all the way up. Exhale, twist the other side. We'll do that 1 more time each side. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, twist, look behind you. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, twist the other side. Inhale your hands all the way up. Exhale them down through heart center and place them on your knees. And once you've got your hands on your knees, just wrap your hands around, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Take that right shoulder and just cross it to the left knee as you push your hand into your knee. Inhale all the way back up, and exhale, twist the other way. Inhale up. Exhale, come down, really manipulating the lower back and shoulder. Inhale and exhale down. We're going to draw circles now. So inhale all the way up. Right shoulder, left knee. Come down through the center. Switch shoulder and knee and circle all the way up. Change the other side. So take the shoulder down. Circle around. Press, inhale, back up. Let's do that 1 more time each direction. So bring the shoulder down, scoop down and around, lift your chest, and all the way down, scooping around, and all the way up. Keep your hands on your knees, shoulders back and down, and just take your ear on the right side to your right shoulder. And just allow the left shoulder to hang naturally. Take a couple of deep breaths, and if you're comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. And just allow the stretch to happen along the left side. If you want a little bit more, we're not going to pull on the head, but we're just going to take our right hand and put it on our left temple, allowing the weight of our hand to guide the stretch a little bit more. Sitting up nice and tall, filling the belly with air, full deep breaths. Allowing yourself to calm down, really get to be in your body for the next 45 minutes or so. Let's do another nice deep breath here. Exhale. Keep your head where it is, but just release your hand if you've put it on your temple. And where your head is now, all I want you to do is turn your chin towards your right shoulder. So just turn it down on the diagonal so that you can look at your right shoulder. And then we're going to take our chin and go diagonally all the way up to the left side where the ceiling meets the wall. All we're going to do is that a couple of times. So exhale, bring the chin down to the right shoulder, look down. And then inhale on the diagonal, look up to where the ceiling meets the wall. One more time, bring it down to look. Inhale all the way up. Bring your chin down to your shoulder. Bring your head back to neutral. Tip your chin to your chest. Feel the stretch there and just hold here. Now you can start to let your shoulders round the back and come into a nice rounded position. You can stay here. If you need a little bit more, you can interlace your fingers and place them on the back of your head. And again, not pulling, just letting the weight of your hands pull your neck a little bit more into a stretch. Taking some nice deep breaths into the back body, because now we have all of the back accessible while we're in this forward crunch position, but we're lengthening out through the back of the neck. On your next big inhalation, keep your hands on your head, open up your chest, inhale, rise up, come into a back bend as you peel your elbows behind you and you look up into the sky. And now you're resting your head in your hands, or you might push your head into your hands to open up your chest, pull your elbows back, and give yourself a nice big pectoral chest stretch in the anterior part of your body. Let's float between anterior and posterior. So bring your elbows together, don't pull on the head, curve in, exhale, chin to chest. And then we're going to open back up, big inhale, pull the elbows away, look up into the sky, maybe push your head into your hands. Let's do this 2 more times. Exhale, softly come down, no pulling on the head, just letting gravity do its thing. And then we can resist gravity by opening up and then pushing the head back into the hands as you look to the sky. 1 more time. Exhale, getting some nice flexion in that spine. It's almost like a seated cat-cow, slightly differently. Inhale all the way back up. And then exhale to a neutral spine. Let those hands come down by your side. We're going to roll the shoulders back and down. We're going to allow the head on the other side just to find the shoulder. Again, relax your shoulders on both sides, maybe wiggle those arms. And you should be starting to feel the stretch out through the right side. Again, some nice deep breaths here. And again, if this is enough, if you have tightness in your scalenes, along your traps, you want to just allow this to be the posture that you stay with. And if you'd like a little extra without the pull, just place the hand on the temple and allow the gravity and the weight of the hand to deepen that stretch a little bit more. If you find that you are someone who grinds your teeth at night or tends to have tightness in the jaw, you might want to roll your jaw around a little bit, open it up side to side. Especially if you're at home, you don't have to worry about how it looks to anybody, so feel free to open up that jaw, make some movements there because it's all connected. We have tight muscles along the side of our neck. It will impact the jaw and along the mandible. Take another deep breath in here. Keep the head where it is. Exhale, release the hand down. We're going to go into our rotations or our diagonal lifts. So exhale and bring your chin to your shoulder and look down. And then you're going to go on the diagonal. Big inhale, looking up towards the ceiling. We'll do this a few times, sitting nice and tall, exhaling to come down to look at the shoulder. And then inhaling, rising back up. You might notice that one side of your body has a little bit more ability to move, a little more range of motion. That's natural. This practice is definitely one to give you an idea of what part of your body is tight and where you might need to spend a little bit more of your focus. We'll do it one more time. Big inhale, look up to where the ceiling meets the wall. And then slowly exhale, chin to shoulder. Let's bring that head back up to neutral and let your chin touch your chest. Go ahead and inhale all the way up, those hands to the sky, and exhale them down behind you. Let's go ahead and lean back. Bring our knees to a bend, our feet just outside of our hips. Open up the chest. Drop your knees over to the right side and look over to the left. Go ahead and come all the way back up. And do it on the other side, nice and slow. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, twist. Inhale. And exhale to the other side. So now we're getting this chest opening, so I really want you to lift your chest up. We're going to go back to the first side. So inhale all the way up. If you find that this stretch is enough, that you've got your knees to the floor and you're looking the other way, you can press into those hands and lift your chest up a little bit more, and you're going to get a stretch more in that left shoulder because it's the one that you're pressing up and getting that into. Now again, if your knees are not on the floor, don't worry about it. If you're not feeling the stretch in the shoulder because you're feeling it in other places, that's okay. As long as it feels good, it's not a negative thing. We're not trying to get any kind of sharp breathing. If you'd like a little bit more out of this stretch, your right heel can go on top of your left thigh. And then you can push a little bit more into it and get a little bit more into the hip. A couple more nice deep breaths here. Leaning back, maybe let the head drop to the back. See if that feels good. If not, put your head in a position that feels right for you. Then we're going to release it, so we're going to cave the chest, unhook the ankle if it's there, put the feet flat on the floor, all the way back up, and then drop to the other side. Okay, so again, reposition yourself so it feels good. Maybe those knees touch the mat, maybe they don't. But from here, what I need you to do is lift up the chest and really open up your shoulders. Now again, you turn to look to the right side. And if you press your chest up a little bit more, you might feel it in your pectorals, in your shoulder. You might feel it in the plaque. As you start to lift that right hip up a little bit higher, as you lift your chest up, you might want to drop your head back and see how that feels. Again, if it's uncomfortable, keep the chin tucked. You don't want to strain the neck. It's just a bigger, deeper curve in the spine. You may want to take that left ankle, place it on top of your right shin or your femur, anywhere that feels comfortable, and then arc your back a little bit more and see if you can get a little bit more of a stretch going on. Again, these are all just suggestions. If one feels good on one side and it doesn't feel as good on the other side, don't worry about it. Just notice it. Don't judge it. Don't try and get them to be equal. Then we just know that we have a little bit more tightness in our spinal twists, in our shoulders, in our chest, wherever you might be feeling it differently. It just means that we got to be more aware of that in our daily life activities. We're going to slowly curve the spine the other way, bring the chin to the chest, bring the feet to the floor, bring those knees back up, and we're going to make our way into a tabletop position. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And then I want you to turn your hands so that your fingertips point towards your knees. If you can't get your fingertips to turn all the way around, it's okay. They can be out on the diagonal. But from here, we're just going to stretch our forearms. So I like to tuck the toes to get the plantar stretch. And once your toes are tucked, see if you can bring your butt towards your heel, keeping your wrist down on the mat, and just push it back. Now, it's not going to need to be a huge move. You might feel it more in the toes, and if you feel it a lot in the toes, let the toes come down to a flat. And you should be feeling this in your forearms, getting a nice stretch. Again, a lot of the times we're on laptops, computers, cell phones, and we don't get this stretch. Our hands are in the other way most of the time, so this would be a nice release. A couple more deep breaths here. Then on your next inhalation, bring yourself back up to the tabletop position and release your wrists. How to sit back on your toes or release them down, whichever you prefer. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, walk up and then just roll out those wrists. We're going to inhale all the way up. We're going to exhale those hands down onto the mat. We're going to make our way onto our bellies. Once you're on your belly, just shimmy your hips a little side to side and allow your feet to be flat on the ground. Turn your toes in slightly and have your hands at your shoulders. We're going to work a little bit more into the back. So pull the shoulders back and down. Really place your fingertips down onto the mats and tuck your chin to look down at the floor. Press into all of your fingers and then inhale, lift up just a little bit so you can feel the squeeze in between your shoulder blades. You're pushing your toenails into the mat. You're squeezing your butt and you're looking down. You should feel the back activate. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower it down. We'll do this a few times. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, lower down. We'll do this 2 more times. Big inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Our last one, big inhale, lift it up. We're going to stay here for a second if this feels good. If you need to have some support, you can make fists and rest your chin on it. If you are okay here and you're looking down at your mat and you want to press up a little bit more, keep your toenails pressed down firmly. Squeeze your buttocks and lift up a little bit more. If you want to look all the way up into the sky, go ahead and look all the way up. Curve the spine. Big deep breath. Exhale. One more time. Nice deep inhale. And exhale, lower down. Now we're going to leave the upper body down. You can cradle your head on your hands and just take a look into one side. You can have your chin resting. You could look the other way, whatever works for you right now. And I just want you to bend your front knee, one of your knees. Just go ahead and bend it. And then from here, I want you to bend the other one. And I want you to then flex your heels. I want you to take your toes and tap them down onto the floor. And then bring your heels to your butt and squeeze. Okay, so inhale, toe tap. And exhale, squeeze into your bum. One more time. Extend, tap toe. Pull the heels into your bum. Last time, toes are tapping. They're connected to the floor. We're going to slide our hands down by our sides. And we're going to extend them out to the back, palms faced up. So now that we've got this position, roll the shoulders back and go ahead and bend that front knee again and see if you can catch your bent heel in your hand. Once you've got that going on, other side is completely relaxed. Toe on the back is still tucked. You can press into that toe and lift your heel up into the sky, feeling the quad stretch, lower back. If you need a strap or a belt that you have in your house to reach that ankle, feel free to do that. But if you can reach your heel, you're just lifting it up and getting a nice big glute and front of your body working together to give a stretch through the quad and getting a workout for the lower back by holding that leg up. Exhale, release it down. Go ahead and place your hand down in the front. If you've been like me and you've had your head turned to one side, go ahead and turn it the other way. Now I'm going to keep my head facing the camera so everyone can hear me, but please feel free to change your head to the other side. Bend your ankle and bend your knee on the other one, on the other side. Toe is still tucked on that front, and you're reaching behind, seeing if you can grab onto your ankle. And once you've got that ankle, this might be enough stretch for you right here. And again, don't worry if you need to pick up a strap or do anything to be able to reach that ankle, so go ahead and do that. If you can, you're going to press into that front toe, lift that back knee, and just hold this posture. So nice, big, deep stretch. We should be feeling it in our quads, lower back, butt, possibly in your shoulder if you have tight shoulders, and reaching behind you is something that is a challenge for you. You might be feeling it there. We're still breathing gently. We're holding it up as long as we can. Remember, it's okay to put that knee down. You're still getting a stretch. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, lower that knee down. Now, we've still got our hand holding the ankle. Go ahead and do the same thing on the other side and hold onto both ankles. Heels are flexed. Walk your knees in close together so that they're inside your hips, so they're not terribly wide. And we're going to put those two together by making a bow. So we're going to now lift our chest up. Looking down at our mat is totally fine. If you want a little bit more, go ahead and look directly in front of you. And if you can, again, this is great as long as you're pulling your heels to your bum, or you can lift up your knees and arch your back and holding here. Nice deep breaths. You should be feeling that you're on the hip bones and the bottom of your ribs. That's where we're aiming to have our body connected to our mat. One more deep breath here. Big inhale. Exhale, lower everything down. Let's go ahead and tuck our toes, hands by your shoulders, push your butt back in towards your heels and coming into our child's pose. So just lengthen out that spine after all that work. Counter to everything that we do seated all day. That work was everything to counteract all of that. So we're in a good position now to come into some shoulder work. So we're going to do this one from hands and knees. So come into hands and knees. Knees underneath your hips and touch your big toes. Okay. Walk your knees out a little bit further so that you're almost at the edge of your mat. Okay. And then push your butt in towards your heels. So you're getting a nice big stretch on those feet. Anytime that doesn't work, you can let that go. But right now we've got a nice big stretch on the plantar surface of the foot. Walk your hands in a little bit closer so that now you've got it almost underneath your shoulder. Okay. And this is where we're going to go into our twist. Normally we do this from knees, and this time we're doing it from knees and toes on the floor. We're going to lift the back hand all the way up into a twist, and then we're going to exhale it through the window. And we're going to reach our hand as far through the window as we can. So we're in a type of child's pose here. We're pressing our butt towards our heels. Our toes are tucked if it still feels good. We're reaching our hand through the window to the front. And then we're going to take that top hand, that one that is just supporting you. If you're okay to do it, walk that hand directly to the top of your mat. Okay? And so we're stretching it out here. Now again, if we feel good here, we can stay here. These are just options. We're going to take our thumb and our pointer finger, and we're going to walk that thumb and finger behind our head, opening up and looking to the sky, really putting some extra pressure down on that bottom shoulder for the stretch. So if you can, you're going to get those shoulders to stack. Taking some nice deep breaths, inhaling through the front of the body because we've got some opening now. And softly exhale. Now, walking those fingers beyond your head is great here. I have one more option. You can pull your elbow down into your ribs, and then if you want, take that hand up into the sky and tuck it behind your back, and then press into the small of your back as you pull that elbow behind you a little bit more. Nice big deep breaths here. So big twists. Lots of variation. Go back to the hand over your head if it feels good. Maybe keep it in by your shoulder, behind your back. All is good. We're just seeing how it feels. Nice deep breath. Soften your jaw. Relax your eyes. Just notice how this shoulder feels, because when we go to the other side, we just want to see the range of motion that we have. One more nice deep breath. Exhale softly. Bring your hand wherever it is all the way back so that it is in line with your shoulder. And we're going to unwind all the way. And we're going to do everything on the other side. So we're going to reset ourselves up. If you had a nice wide stance, I want you to go ahead and bring your knees together this time, really narrow. Bring your toes to touch, and again, it's your choice. Tuck the toes or let them go flat. If your toes are tucked, you can now send your heels towards, or send your butt towards your heels and see how this feels. Okay? For me, I'm going to just tuck my toes in a little bit more to get a little bit more of a stretch so I can lean back and get that nice plantar stretch, and then walk the hands in closer to your knees. Okay? Shouldn't be right underneath your shoulders, but just a little bit further away. And that way we can take the front hand and inhale it all the way up. Take that nice deep breath. Once you have that big deep breath, exhale, dive it through and hold here. Big inhales and soft exhales. Just need you to be careful on this side. We're not judging it. We're not trying to get it to be exactly the same as the other side. So maybe you tried something and it didn't work on one side. You want to try it on this side. It's all good. If you are ready to move on, walk your hands all the way to the top of your mat. So you're now stretching out through the shoulder girdle, through the lats on that top shoulder, and you're getting some pressure down on the bottom shoulder. If you're good here, stay here. If you'd like, thumb and index finger get to do a little walking as you start to bring your hand behind your head, and you're able to turn your head now to look up to the sky, into the armpit. Trying to stack those shoulders on top of one another, getting a nice big deep twist here. Head is relaxed, jaws relaxed, eyes are relaxed. Everything is just relaxing. Big inhale. Exhale, soften your jaw. Build a lot of tension in the jaw, a lot in the eyes. So just let all of the face tension go, especially if we're listening to something, you're listening to me, trying to figure out how to position your body. We have a lot of facial expressions, so we're just trying to let all of that go. If you want to inhale your hand all the way up into the sky, and exhale, tuck that hand in behind your back, pressing into your back, and then pulling your elbow behind you to open up your chest a little bit more, open up the shoulders, taking those nice deep breaths. Remembering to sit your butt towards your heels. It might have popped up a little bit. Still continuing to reach through so that your shoulder is feeling engaged on the bottom. A couple more relaxing breaths. When you're ready, you're going to inhale and exhale that hand back to the shoulder or wherever you have it, and so that we've got our hand placed firmly on the mat. Take a big inhale as you unwind, and exhale, release it all. Go ahead and flip yourself over onto your backs. And once you're on your back, go ahead and lie down. We're going to have our knees bent. And we're just going to do a supine pigeon. So cross your front ankle over your thigh in the back, and then just allow that knee to be guided away to open up. And if this is good, go ahead and thread through. You can hold on to the back of your leg or onto the shin, and pull the back knee into the chest. Now from here, I want you to tuck your chin in and see if you can lengthen your spine and press your spine right from the tip of your head all the way down to your tailbone to lengthen it out. Often when we get in this pose, we're more interested in getting that knee into the chest, but I really want you to lengthen out your spine and then pull into the chest so that we're not curving the spine in any way. It's not about getting the knee into your chest. It's about lengthening out your spine so you're nice and tall, and then getting the knee into the chest to open up the hip. Because you've got an ankle free, that back leg, just go ahead and draw circles as big as you can in the air, leading with the big toe. Again, we don't give enough love to the ankle. It does a lot of stability for our walking, especially if we're walking on uneven surfaces. Here I'm walking on rocks, but in Toronto, sometimes I'm walking on snow. It's all about having ankle flexion and rotation. Go ahead and do it the other way. Maybe we're hearing little creaks and bits come out of there. It's all okay. We just want to make sure that we're not hurting in any way. If you're making giant circles and you're feeling uncomfortable with them, then just make them a little smaller. Now that we've done that, let's go ahead and lower the ankle that we were just rotating back into the ground. And what I want you to do is take the knee that's in the air and drop it to the floor. Open up your hands like a T and take your knee and drop it to the floor. You still have your ankle on the other leg. So now we've got it to the floor. If this at all feels uncomfortable, it's too much, then you can stack your knees. But if you are okay, go ahead and see if you can get that back knee to drop down towards the floor. And it's just a little added pressure of that ankle being on that leg that allows a deeper twist, rotation through the spine, and a little bit more for the hip. Now again, it's okay to unhook and just stack those knees, as I said, at any point, or reposition yourself, putting that ankle anywhere on your thigh that works good for you. And as a final position, we can turn our head to look away from those knees, getting a little bit of a cervical spinal twist. Keeping both of your shoulders relaxed into the mat, we tend to hold tension in those shoulders, especially when we're doing anything with our back and our heads. So we want to know that our head is protected because it's on the ground. Doesn't need to be held up. So those shoulders, those trapezius muscles, they don't need to work for you. Just relax and let it go. Allow yourself to feel the knees being pulled down with gravity and opening up the hip a little bit more. If your palms are faced up, why not turn them down and see how that feels so that you get a rotation through the shoulder girdle. So your hands were supinated. Let's bring them down. And then maybe you can walk your fingers away from one another to get a little bit more of a lengthening through your chest. Again, if that doesn't feel right, feel free to flip those palms back up. One more nice deep breath. And then exhale, flip the palms back up. And then slowly bring yourself back flat on your mat. You've got your ankle crossed still, and then unhook it, place it down. We're going to do everything on the other side. So crossing the ankle over, and then when you're ready, thread on through. So holding on to your quad, holding on to your shin. And once we've got that, we're not really pulling the knee in yet. We're tucking our chin in, we're taking our tailbone and bringing it to the floor, trying to get a nice long spine here. Once you've got that spine lengthened and pressing down into your mat, that's when you can go ahead and start to bring in the knee a little bit more. So again, it's not about bringing the knee into the chest, it's about lengthening your spine. And a lot of the time when we do this one, we're working with just the hip, but I really want you to think about lengthening that spine out. Because again, you're fully supported, you're not working any muscles while you're lengthening out that spine. And then you're also getting the added benefit of getting that stretch in the hip in this pigeon pose. Go ahead and start to draw your circles with your toe if you haven't started to do so. And just draw them as big as you can and feel how, when you bring it into a rotation, where do you feel it the most? Is it in the internal or external? And then just go slower through the one that feels the most tense. So if it's on the external, slow it down and then sweep it through the internal. And if it's on the internal, slow it down as you bring your toe in towards your body and then quicken it up to rotate onto the outside. Switch the directions and see if it's the same. Maybe you find tension equally on both sides, and then just stay really slow either way you do the circle. What I want you to do is slow it down on one side versus the other, or completely in your circle, so we're really paying attention as opposed to just drawing big circles and not really paying attention to what we're feeling. It's all about getting to know your body, breathing, feeling. One more nice big circle wherever you're at. And then place your foot down, remove your hands from your legs. Once your foot is down, open up your hands like the T. Keep the foot on the leg if you can, and then just let both of your knees drop to the back, so away from the monitor. Once you've got that, if it feels good, you can reposition your ankle on your thigh and then allow those knees to come down a little bit more. If that's too much for the knee, for the hip, for your lower back, stack those knees. That is absolutely fine. But if you can put the ankle over that thigh, you get a little bit more resistance. Again, it's very similar to what we did earlier with our neck. We're not pushing that ankle down to give force. We're just placing the ankle down, and gravity is doing its thing naturally by weighting that top leg onto the bottom one to give you that stretch. We're going to take a deep inhale and exhale, look away from those knees, getting the cervical spine in. And then once we've done that, we're relaxing the shoulders. So again, check in with the jaw, let the lips part, let the eyes soften. Allow your belly to expand on the inhale. And on the exhale, see if you can let those knees melt a little bit softer into the ground. We have the opportunity to flip our hands so that our palms aren't facing up, but rather down. And once your palms are down, you're able to walk your fingers out by pulling yourself open a little bit more and then allowing the shoulders to relax. It'll open up the chest a little bit more, keeping both of the shoulders down. So we don't really want to have one shoulder rising up too much. We want to keep both of those shoulders down and then just relax them. Allowing yourself to take in very deep breaths. And then exhaling them softly to allow your shoulders, your jaw, your eyes, everything just to melt. One more deep breath, inhale. And exhale, relax the shoulders. We can flip those hands back up. We're pressing into your arms to allow your feet to come back up, and then allowing yourself to take the foot that's crossed and drop it down. We're going to bring our heels close to our bum, bring our hands down by our sides, placing the palms down. Rock your head gently side to side. We're just going to do a gentle bridge, a little bit more for the back. So go ahead, walk those heels in close to the bum. Peel yourself off gently, coming into our bridge pose, lifting all the way up, chin to the chest. And then slowly rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae, giving a massage to the spine and allowing your butt to drop to the ground. We'll do it 2 more times. Big inhale all the way up. And exhale, slowly coming all the way down. And we'll do this 2 more times. Big inhale, press into the heels, lifting the tailbone all the way up, chin to the chest. Slowly rolling all the way down. And this last time we're going to stay at the top. So inhale, rise all the way up, chin to the chest. If it's available, you can walk your shoulders underneath, and then you can interlace your fingers, pressing your hips up into the sky, and then allowing your knees to float out to the side. And once your knees have float out to the side, press your hips a little bit higher in and squeeze your butt. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, lower halfway down, bring the knees together. We'll do that again. Inhale, lift up, knees out to the side. Bring the pelvis high into the sky. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, lower down. 2 more times. Big inhale, rise up, chin to chest. Exhale, lower down. Our last one. Big inhale, knees out to the side. Lifting your pelvis, squeezing your butt, chin to your chest. Exhale, unhook the hands, walk the shoulders out, knees come together and lower yourself all the way down. Bring a knee into the chest, followed by the other. Give yourself a great big hug here. A little rock side to side. And once we've rocked a little side to side, we're going to come into our Shavasana. However, today there is a lot of noise around, so if you would like to turn down the sound so that you do not hear everyone talking around, feel free to do that. So we're just going to place one foot down on the floor. Place the other foot down on the floor. Taking your hands out to the side, maybe cactus arms. And once you've got the cactus arms, go ahead and lengthen one leg out, lengthen the other leg out, and just allow yourself to come into your final Shavasana position. Allow your head to rock side to side, just releasing the tension there. And just let your head fall in one position that it likes. It doesn't need to be straight. It could be off. Let the lips part. Let the tongue relax. Soften your eyes. We'll just do a little more of a scan before we go into our silence. Let's think about the toes. We did some rotations at the ankle. If you want to wiggle those toes, spread the toes out, wiggle them about, and then just let them relax. And then maybe we flex our ankles, pressing our heels towards the bottom of our mat, lengthening out the calves. And then just let them fall. Taking a nice deep breath into the body with a big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Allowing yourself to bring your awareness into the fingers. We can wiggle those fingers. And then maybe open those fingers up as wide as you can. Spread them as wide as you can. And then relax. Maybe we just fold our wrists in. And then pull them back the other way. One more time. Flexing. And then just let those hands relax. And let's bring our awareness back into our faces, our jaws, lips parted still, tongue, remove it from the roof of the mouth, let it be heavy. Soften your eyes. And then just allow yourself to melt into your mat as you just follow your breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Staying focused in on the moment. Either listening to the sounds that you hear through the video, or go ahead and silence the video and just notice your body, maybe some of the sounds in your environment. And just hold your silence for the next 2 minutes. You're ready to bring yourself back to awareness. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Rolling the wrists, rolling the ankles one way. Then roll them the other way. Go ahead and bend one knee, placing the heel close to the body, followed by the other one. Gently rocking a little side to side with the knees until you build up enough momentum to roll onto one side or the other. Once we've rolled all the way onto our side, bottom arm is used to cradle the head, top hand in front of the body. You can stay in this position for as long as you'd like. Again, it's just nice to notice how gravity pulls on us. We've been lying on our back and now we're on our sides. We don't really pay attention to that. We move so fast. We're not thinking about how gravity connects us, how it pulls us down, and how it affects our joints. This is an opportunity to really notice when you've been laying flat on your back, just being present in the moment, and then turning onto your side, noticing the difference. And to allow yourself to get up, you can press into the hand in front of your belly, walk the other one in towards you, come back to a nice seated posture, allowing yourself to rock a little side to side, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Take a deep breath in all the way. Exhale, come down through the center. We'll do that one more time. Big inhale all the way up. And exhale, coming down. I hope that this practice was good for you. I know that there was some noise in the background, so I'm hoping that didn't distract. But again, we always have to practice with whatever our environment is. So hopefully you did get some enjoyment out of this video, and I will hopefully be making some new ones in the new year. I will be practicing then a yoga, another Pilates, and eventually I'll get to another yin. But hopefully you have a wonderful new year. If you have any questions, reach out to me. And other than that, have a great day.